All right. Thank you all for coming today to the users group meeting for the ILL committee. Tessa, I'll hand it off to you unless you need me to do anything in the meantime.
Oh, sorry. Hi, I'm Tessa from the Scranton Public Library. Pretty much just go over, we can go over some stuff in Spark, not Spark, sorry, SHAREit of how to look up, you want to look up titles and SHAREit, how to look up that. And I know Elizabeth want to look reports and stuff. You want to do some reports.
Yeah,
So,
we have some reports for those who resource share.
okay.
Specifically, I feel like the reporting in SHAREit is more accurate for your SHAREit reports, and it's more consistent. Everyone has access to those. So regardless of whether you're using the connection or not. So I figured if you wanted to lead the SHAREit side of things, I can
Okay.
do the resource sharing side of things.
Okay. Let me log in my SHAREit, sorry. Let's see, go back.
No problem. So what we're going to be talking about today is looking at your ILL services and how you can use the reporting methods in SHAREit and in Evergreen if you resource share to kind of have a holistic approach for your collection development. You know, are you requesting the same items often? And maybe it's time to buy that extra copy of that title or such.
Can you guys see my screen? I don't know.
Yep,
It must,
I see
okay.
the UPS website.
Okay. I still miss it. Okay. I'm already logged in as we're doing the hub, but we have a Northeast District Library. We serve Lackawanna County and District County. So ours, the hub to hub now. So our name is different in Scranton. Some people have asked us about our name. We're still Scranton Public Library, but now we're doing the Northeast District Libraries for the hub. I wouldn't call it a trial. I feel like it's going to be permanent of us doing the hub to hub. I don't know if you guys know about the hub to hub. Most of you probably do know the hub to hub.
Can you give a
Um,
little info about it though, just in case?
okay, yes. Um, like I said, we do serve 14 Lackawanna County and a county library. So instead of everything getting delivered to each individual library, all their stuff is coming to Scranton as the main location. So we have like Altoona, Chester, Delaware. I had a list of people that's doing it with us, the hub to hub, and their main branch is getting their material and they're shipping it or delivering it with their delivery driver to their other locations. So pretty much the gist of it all. Come to one, save on packaging count. Instead of sending 3 or 4 to each library, you can send to one library, and it cuts down on the UPS costs because it did go up a lot. We were ranging from around between 8,000 to 8,500, and came out to $53,000 for us. So, and then for like we're starting to do like a limit on like about 400 a month. We're trying to aim for to ship out through us FedEx now, but about 400. So we're keeping a price range so we kind of guess for next year. So I don't know if everyone out there is doing that. But it seems to, I mean, we have some stuff left over, but it seems to work out since now everybody's combined. We're combining the libraries. We can put more into a package, a box now than we did before, and it has cut. So we're trying to range around 400 to set us in the price range we want. I don't know if everybody out there is doing that or
Was
trying to do it.
this was this hub to hub set up by you individually, or was this an initiative by the SHAREit folks at HSLC?
No, it was Michelle, district consultant at District Library Northeast, and other district consultants had a meeting and discussed. We're talking about things. I'm not sure there's all the exact ins or out, but pretty much like we need to start cutting down on cost of packaging, and then they came up with this, the hub to hub location.
Okay.
So it seems to be working out. We still have like old sheet saying the one library's name, not the new name. So it's kind of getting kind of hard to like we have a list now a little bit now to make sure we try to put aim towards that. Some may go by itself, you may get single ones by themselves, but overall, we're trying to mainstream it, go into one location, and it's on the paperwork and share it. Aaron has helped out with changing everybody's names in the system.
Mm-hmm.
It's still certain things slipping through that, you know, people calling and asking, and so it's getting there with that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's good so far. It's just everybody not knowing. So I know Aaron
Mm-hmm.
sent out the email letting a lot of library, because a lot of people didn't know because it's only a select few people doing it. So Aaron did send out email letting everybody know some of the changes.
Okay.
And I'm sure as more people come on, she will email everyone. So I'm trying to like make sure she can send an email, especially if I get phone calls from other libraries not knowing what's going on. I was like, oh, Aaron, can you send an email out to everybody, letting everybody know
Mm-hmm.
this? And then she did change dates, longer period of time, and SHAREit too, because of shipping turnaround.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a little, because we've been trying to not do mail, for us anyway, not do mail every day like we were, or twice. So we were down pretty much doing it once a week. We still have a couple ones that we know once they pass a certain weight, we'll put in a package and send it off.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have, a lot of people say don't have much room. We don't have much room either down here, but we but we trying to make do of what we have, and it's a process of doing it. So I figure like once you get the hang of what you're doing and how you're doing it, I feel like the flow will be a lot much easier
Okay.
as you do it.
So if your library, for those of you who are in a district that aren't is not currently doing hub to hub shipping, they would contact their district consultant and kind of go from there, if
Yes.
that's the route. Okay. I wasn't familiar with it, and I'm I'm being I'm
No, no,
pretending.
no. You yeah, whatever. Anybody have a question, you definitely say something, because you know I don't know everybody knows. So I'm like, I don't know who knows and who doesn't know. I know
Mhm.
Aaron been trying to send out emails letting people know of changes, of name
Mhm.
changes.
Okay.
And I tried to forward it to the ILL group of,
Mhm.
but I don't know if everyone on the ILL group.
Yeah. So
So I
okay.
should probably shouldn't start sending stuff to the Spark kettle, or all of them. I don't know if that's can.
Um, it wouldn't hurt. I wouldn't say
Okay.
send everything ILL related
Oh
that
yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but
Okay.
Could I
if
ask a
things like that.
question?
Yes.
Our district consultant position is currently vacant, so we really don't have this information. Tessa,
Okay.
you said that you have items shipping for Altoona to your area.
Yes.
How do you
They're
get them to Altoona?
they're part of that resource sharing agreement
Do you have
between.
a delivery van going back and forth?
No, we directly ship to Altoona.
Okay, so all right, I get it now.
Yeah. So Blair County, Cambria County, and Lackawanna County are in a resource sharing agreement outside of SHAREit. So they ship directly to one another for those deliveries.
Okay,
And
so
if I, yeah,
you're just bundling books in a box.
yes, for
Okay,
their account. Yeah, like we have my own little shelf here for like for Cambria and Blair County. And I, once it gets like to a certain UPS is 30 pounds. So once I get 30 pounds, then I'll ship a package to that library.
okay. I think I misunderstood what you were saying before,
Oh,
so thank you for clarifying.
okay. Oh, I also too was talking about our district libraries like Pike County, Wayne County, Susquehanna County. We deliver to those libraries, so their material will come to us, and then we'll put it in their bin, and a driver would take those. Maybe that was what I was talking about that way. We do that.
Like I said, I just thought that everybody's materials were coming to you. Like they were requesting it and sending it to you. Is that what you're saying? Like, like Altoona would put a request in through SHAREit and SHAREit would ship it, or the library would ship it to you and then you would. That was what I thought you were saying.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think that's what you're doing based on your explanation.
Yeah, because we research share like with the thumb, so they won't. But the other libraries, like say Tunkhannock, they'll request something, and their material will come to us now, and then
Oh,
we'll send it to there, because we're doing hub to hub.
mhm.
So their material, everything from requesting and lending will come to us and we'll ship it out and then receive their stuff and give it to them.
Okay. All
That's
right. Thank you.
okay. Any other questions? I lost my bar while I was talking to people in the chat. I can't find my chat, so I don't know. I can't see the chat if anybody. I know I was chatting to somebody.
Heather and Aaron were giving more details about the hub-to-hub setup and
Okay.
the district consultant discussions on that.
Okay. District. Okay. So right now we can. Oops. No. I don't know if everybody know how to. If you want to look up a title and share it, or you previously already requested, or you got received or unfilled, you can always look it up by the time frame. So if you want like titles and received or lent out, you can pull that from SHAREit. I don't know if everyone knows that. So I'm gonna show you how you can look it up in SHAREit. So I want January 1st to, let me change this
Tessa,
date.
we're seeing the USPS website.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. I might have to do this way. I thought I have two monitors, so I thought it was on my other monitor. Do you see it now?
Yes. Can
Okay.
you start from where do we find this
Okay,
report?
I'm sorry, guys. All right.
It's mainly because I don't know the software, so I just want to make sure that we start from the beginning
Oh,
for
yes.
everyone in case they're newer to SHAREit.
Okay. So you log into SHAREit and you're on your stash dashboard and you go to statistics, activity and request reports. Click on that. And then it gives you select date range. So if you want to know from last year, we can pull up that. I can go from, let me see. 2023 until, it's going to be a long list, but December 31st, and you want items you requested by title, request record, choose a format, Excel, so the spreadsheet, and then hit submit. And probably gonna be a little, okay. A drop down box should be right here. Hit request. Hit the, and then pull up. Sorry. Those are my numbers. Okay. And it'll show you all the titles you requested throughout the year. So you have, and if you scroll over a little bit, it should say, it lets you know what the last destination was. It retry, unfilled, I believe ship, canceled, filled, it's filled. So you can see what title. I don't know why you put empty space. You can always delete that and make it look a little nicer if you want to print the spreadsheet out. And it gives you the dates. Let's go back up. When you first created the request. And these are user ID because we combine it with Lackawanna County. So we see our Lackawanna stuff, all of Lackawanna County. For you guys, it'd be your own individual name, like whoever, username. But for this, we have Taylor, Carbondale, and ours. So we see everyone in our county, what they requested because of the new SHAREit that we're doing. Trying to think. And you can always customize it. And then if you want to put these titles in alphabetical order to see the multiple titles, like you see the titles once again, like Elizabeth's going to explain, I guess, multiple titles. If your patron requested it and you didn't know, because we have more than one person doing ILLs or put a request in at a circ desk. So if you want to know how many titles, like I'll show you. Click this button, enabled. And you could filter from A to Z. Yes. Oh, come on. Now it's not doing it right. Let me do it. And it'll put everything in order. So you'll see Almost Home requested, but that was for a book club. but you'll see how many times you requested that specific title. So if it's not a book club and you know they requested it more than once, you may want to buy it, you may not, up to your library, but you can see the titles you requested for the whole year. So any questions on that?
Is anyone currently doing this practice? Everybody,
I don't think we do it at this level. I think at Indian Valley and Montgomery County, we just basically keep an eye on what's being requested. My question for this report is, if you have to request it multiple times because the first couple of listings will not send it, it still shows up as multiple requests on the list, doesn't it?
Yeah, but you could always go through. You could always go through and see like I said, if you go scroll over to your right, it'll let you know unfilled, retry. So if you see it that, so you know like, oh man, I had to retry it more than once for this book, and it's not just different person looking for this book.
Thank you.
Let me see if you can. I don't think there are patron names on here. Yeah, I don't think. I was gonna say I don't think it's patron name, because I would say maybe you could see by patron's name and see if it's a different patron, but I don't think.
I think I saw it.
Did you in the beginning?
Yep. Wait, go back. Oh. Slow down.
Sorry.
That's okay. Keep going. I think I saw it kind of in the middle. Not everything will show just yet. So nope, to the top.
No.
Yeah, see where it says patron name ID. So yours will only show when you fill out that info, or if you've used the INSIP connection, like you folks are. So you'll see yours like midway through the year, your request will start having names on it.
Okay. Oh yeah, you see right here. Yeah. Okay, here, yeah. Some do. These are the newer ones, yeah. So will it be for everyone though after now, or just only INSIP people?
I think it's just the INSIP folks at the moment.
Okay. Okay. Well, so you still see some. So if you are doing the INSIP and with Spark and SHAREit, but you also too look at it hasn't been filled. If you see the filled right here, so filled, unfilled. So you probably know if it retried, that means you probably had to try it again. So you won't. It's not a duplicate. It's a duplicate request, like for the title itself for the patron. So that report, and the next one can exit. Don't save. Sorry, this is my tracking my UPS. Let's see, where is it? I have a lot of windows open. Elizabeth's like probably cringing at me now because I have a lot of windows. Let's see, where is my, okay. Return to activities. That was what we borrowed from other libraries request titles, and what we lent out. If you want to know that, I don't know, people want to know what other people are asking for, but if you do, the same, select the date you want, the range, select format, Excel, oops, sorry, and lender request, respond request, click that and hit submit. Oh, come on. I don't know why it's taking so long to upload. There you go. And this is what people borrow from your library. So if you want to know what's being borrowed from your library, you can always look through this list. I don't know if anybody really used this to see what's coming out of your library, but you can. It's there. And let you know if you shipped it. I think it's only shipped. Oh, no response in process. So it lets you know the last destination of what happened. So if you ever want to look at that, what you're loaning out, you can. I don't know if too many people use that function, but it's here, I think. And it lets you know, go back up, the history, everything pretty much the same as the borrower and it lets you know from what person borrowed it to, the library or the school that borrowed it. So any other questions on that one? Okay. And yeah, let me exit that out. Exit my windows out, save. All right. Let's see. Where are you? All right. Return. I believe the bar activity is a blanket, like it doesn't really go into detail. Oops, come on. Come on. Opening. It also gives you like from what library you use the most, like how many you borrowed from that library. So it gives you a list of how many requests from each library. I don't know if you want to use this for your preferred lenders list when you're doing SHAREit to see what libraries you use most. You can put those in that if you want to, but it gives you like the libraries you borrowed from a lot. So if you want to use this to put in your preferred lenders list, you can do that. I just usually prefer the ones around our area and I prefer lender list and let the rotor do whatever it wants to and SHAREit. But if you want to pick certain ones you know you use a lot, you can put it in that preferred lenders list. But that's up to each library to do if they want to. Like we go to Carnegie and Chester a lot, so we could put those always first, but but if not, you know, it'll get there. But if you want to put them in your preferred lender list, you can do that. Any other questions from there? Okay. Let's go back to, okay. Oops. And the same thing with lending out, you can see who you want to lend out. So it's the same exact thing, print out who you lent your material to. I can show you it, but it's pretty much the same thing as your borrow activities. Let's see. So yeah, it's the same thing. We lent to other libraries, how many times. So if you want to use that for something, it's there. I know everybody really uses those too. I know I don't, but it's always there to have if you need to look up what's being requested from your library. Let's see. Any other? All right. And I think, let me go back. I think that's it for, I mean, did anybody want me to go through anything else and SHAREit that I can go over if you're not sure of? So Elizabeth, you can take over.
Okay. Okay, so I just wanted to chat about if for those libraries that resource share, you can run reports on items that you sent to another library, you know, either in your system or in your district. We have a few districts that are resource sharing, or any, you know, neighboring, approximately we have some neighboring libraries that are resource sharing, and you can run some reports to see just what items you're sending to them to fill holds. This is helpful for resource, you know, collection development, because, you know, if you're sending or you're getting specific titles from these libraries, often it might be worthwhile to evaluate if you need to buy a copy for yourself so you're not waiting for it to arrive from someone else. So I have a bunch of reports in the full reporter for this, and you'll find them in. It's going to appear in my folders, but it'll be in shared folders under username Pales Davis. And I have one called under resource sharing, and there are quite a few. But the one I'm going to be talking about today is materials borrowed from another library system. So you'll just clone to save in your folders. And then once it's in your folders, you'll create a new report from the selected template. You can name it whatever you would like. I'm going to pick on Lackawanna because that's where I live. And then obviously you'll pick your folder. And this one is set up to look at a whole year's worth of materials sent. So I can do all of 2023 or 2024, and we can look at just for recently things. I did already run it for 2023, so that's what I'll end up showing you. But what you'll do is you will pick the library that is borrowing the materials, so your libraries, because you're requesting them. And then you'll pick the library that you're getting the materials from. So who is your fellow resource sharing partner? And you will have those in the selections. So once it runs, you'll see this is the list for materials from 2023 that the Lackawanna County Library System, so any library in Lackawanna County, received items from Blair and Cambria Library System. And I did it at the system level so that you can see as a group. But if you would like to see individually, library to library, I can set that up to do that. It gives you the number of transits, the title, the author, the year it was published, the owning library, the modifier, and then where it was going. So you can see there's, some quite a hefty list of materials transiting. And what I did was I clicked in cell A1 and did Control A to select all of the rows and columns. And I click Format as a Table. And then this gives me all of the filtering options. So if I wanted to say, okay, well, how many audiobooks are we getting from other libraries? And I can look and see what titles that we're getting for audiobooks. Not all of the titles are easily available, and that might explain why we're always getting, K is for killer. Maybe it's out of print in audio, and this is the only way to get it in a playable format. Other things like music and media. People are scaling back on how many CDs they're buying, so this could explain why we're getting a lot of items from them. So what I did though is in general, I created a pivot table from here. So I did insert pivot table, and it creates a new pivot table. And so it's going based on rows are the titles, and then the transits over here are the total number of times we got a copy from another library system. So I have the filtering by the destination library up top. I don't really need to filter it. I just put it there. Title, and then sum of transits. If we wanted to get a little bit more granular and look at just titles that, by format, so you can say, okay, well, what are the top popular books or DVDs or whatever? You can put that in your filter over here, and then having the title in the row and the value of the transit ID. So let's say software seems like an odd choice, but let's see what happens. So these look like they're video games. They were sent, which I didn't think we were sharing, but I'll check in on that. Let's look at books because that seems to be the more universal one. likes to expand this because the one title is very long. So for print books, this is large print or regular print editions or paperback, depending on how you catalog. It looked like we got 53 copies of Remarkably Bright Creatures, and then Lessons in Chemistry. So these are all really popular titles. You know, makes sense that we're getting copies from other libraries to fill the holds because the demand is high enough that all of the local copies are not available. And so you just want to kind of spot check your list, see, you know, A Gentleman in Moscow. Is that a popular title? I'm not really familiar with it. So, okay, Tessa's saying yes, it is a popular title. So like as you get through your list, you can kind of just see who are, like I even put the publication year in this, so we can add that and see, you know, it really likes to expand that list. Oh, let's not do that there. Well, I'm going to put publication year in the filters, and I'm going to say, I only want, I don't want anything that's like newer. So let's select all, but we'll remove 2024, 2023. Let's go all the way back to 2020. And this is just variation on what's in the MARC record. So now we have kind of a list of older titles that we're getting a lot of, like Daisy Jones and the Six. I feel like that just came out as a TV show, and maybe that explains why. But you could also take a look and see, like, how many copies do we have locally? Maybe they're all lost or missing, or there's something with them, and we need to buy an extra copy or two to compensate. You can, I think these are that's a Colleen Hoover title, right? That it ends with us. I feel like people learn about her and then just read her entire catalog, and it like spikes people's interests and holds, so things like that. So Killers of the Flower Moon, again, that was a movie from last year. So that could explain why it was so popular. It's an older title, but it's really popular because the movie's just coming out. Things like that. Ramona Quimby, you had 7 copies. Maybe, that's a children's title. Maybe your copies are in rough shape and didn't get pulled for that reason. Or you had somebody who really was reading it for a book club or something like that. Oh, see, question. House of Leaves is a book, apparently, that just defines time. Heather. I hear about it every couple years. People are like, "Did you read House of Leaves?" And I'm like, "Yes, I own a copy, but I have not read it. Maybe I should donate it to the library." Things like that. So this is just kind of one way that you can use if you're resource sharing to see kind of where you can fill in gaps or find new titles or genres that you can be adding to your collection. If you're seeing a lot of graphic novels, maybe you need to concentrate on graphic novels a little bit more. If you're seeing a lot of science fiction titles, like, are they all for the same person? Maybe, but maybe you can start expanding your offerings in that genre or that author or something like that. So any questions on how the report is fairly simple in the reporter, but not everybody likes to use pivot tables. I personally love pivot tables, but I know not everyone likes them. So you can use just the regular table here and kind of do filtering that way by selecting your drop down and looking at books. The nice thing that the pivot tables will do is it'll count every time a specific title is requested. So you don't have to know, like, you don't have to look for all of the instances of, is it Flowers of the Killer Moon? Or see, yeah, Killers of the Flower Moon. You don't have to look and see, okay, look, we had 3 from Blair and 3 from Cambria. We could also take out that column and it'll just give you a full count for regardless of where it came from. So it's just a matter of what information you're looking for. So any questions on that?
And this is like stuff like we borrow from Spark libraries, right? Like
Yeah,
the
these
stuff
are
we
all
borrow.
yeah, so
Okay.
these are specifically for resource sharing libraries.
Sharing.
So if you're using resource sharing from other libraries outside your system,
Okay.
or actually even within your system, it all counts as ILL. So
Okay.
kind of fits into that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I just picked Blair and Cambria because
No. I just want to make sure, like, because we do research sharing, so I'm like that I'm just like, yes, I want to, like, if it's everybody that we borrow in Spark, we can do that with, right? Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
And vice versa, they can do it with you as well.
Okay.
Are there any questions on that, or I guess questions in general about reports for ILL purposes? Dana is asking, in general, how is everyone doing with the IDS shipping costs?
I don't know if Dana was in here earlier. We were talking about, we're doing a trial with FedEx, a group of us in IDS. I don't know all the names of the libraries that's doing a trial with us, but we're doing FedEx now for a little bit. FedEx is a little different because FedEx go by dimension, so we don't know how the costs right now versus FedEx versus UPS at the moment right now. So, but I know we are cutting, before we got to the beta test, we're cutting how many packages we do a month. We're aiming for 400 a month of packaging shipping out here. We used to do between 600 and 700 packages a month out of ILL and Scranton. So we're kind of cutting back to 400. So like I said, the hub to hub has been helping, combining all the libraries together and shipping out one to their main district center. But that's kind of what we've been doing here. I don't know about everybody else. Anybody else?
Montgomery County is doing the hub system as well. So my library, when we request something, it will come into Norristown first and they will send it to us. And when we fill a hold, it goes to Norristown and Norristown batches it and sends it out.
So in Easton, we're doing the hub to hub as well, but we also did a trial with Pitney Bowes online software. For one login, it's like $18.99 a month, and you can choose any different, depending on what you're shipping. Like, can you do library mail? Can you do media mail? UPS, whatever. And we found that in the month that we trialed that, we were spending 50% less per package than what we're being charged for IDS. We've already paid IDS for this year, so we're going to continue to use IDS through the end of the year, but starting at the beginning of the fiscal year, we're going to shift and do our larger packages through IDS, and then our smaller packages we're going to start shipping through USPS with Pitney Bowes.
Can you send me something? I'll show you my email because I want to, like, we looking at other ways too. So if that, I will look at that. So I'll send you my email in here.
It might be worth sending to the entire listserv
Oh
just in
yeah.
case everybody. I don't want to.
No, go ahead. Yeah, you're right.
Everybody might want to be interested. So, Erin, do you mind sending it to the Spark listserv?
I don't know how to do that, but sure.
Okay, I will. Kat and I will send you instructions.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else?
I would say we're doing a lot of what other people are doing. We're looking into the prices of other options besides IDS. I also got a group of people together from our district to come up with like an ILL best practices document to ask everybody in the district, the libraries, to consider. So things like, is the book cheaper to just purchase than to ship through IDS? And many of our libraries aren't meeting their 12% collection expenditure anyway, so we're not asking them to spend any more than they're, would typically have to spend for the standard anyway. But it's going to be things like mass market paperbacks. We've always said we don't do those through ILL, but we have been because we could afford to. So we're cracking down on that a little bit and some other things. But
Yeah, we did the same thing at first. We weren't like years ago weren't doing paperback because it was like $7.99 to
Mhm.
whatever, $5.99, whatever it was. And
yeah,
then we kind of started doing it. It's like, okay, we'll do it. And then now we're like, maybe not anymore.
yeah.
And
And if
then
it costs $10 to ship it through IDS and it costs $5 to purchase it, it's
yeah.
a no-brainer. So it's like that kind of stuff. We put together like a document for the district about, please consider this, or if the book is, less than 3 years old, is it something you should have in your collection? Or we're also talking about having a piece of the district budget be there for collection, so that if it's something that we probably should purchase as a district, it'll at least be at the district center to request the resource sharing instead of ILL if one of our libraries needs it. So that kind of stuff.
I know Michelle was talking about that here, doing that here, and limited for CERC, limiting like what can be like criteria of what a ILO should be. We're kind of going through that with our CERC department right now. So I think we implemented it. I'm not sure 100% yet, but we have been kind of making a list of what should be an ILL, what really should, and
Yeah. So one of the things we started in Altoona was, instead of calling it an ILL request, we just call them materials requests now.
Okay.
And so they fill out the form like they've always done, and then it goes to me first and I distribute them to whoever orders those materials. That person makes a decision about whether or not they want to order it before it even gets to ILL. And then I give it to Rose to order if it's something we don't want to pay for.
Okay.
Is this something that you'd feel comfortable sharing with the group at large? This might be
Yeah, I can do.
for other
Yeah,
libraries.
I can send that out to the group.
Thanks.
Thank
Rather
you.
than starting from scratch, it'd be nice
Yeah.
to have something that
Yeah.
others are implementing.
Yeah, I can do that.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Anyone else?
I do want to state, I know Tessa mentioned that they're participating in the SHAREit integration with Spark. I know Mary's library is also doing that as well. I don't see anybody else on the list that's participating. I think Heather, one of your libraries, is participating.
Yeah, Hollidaysburg.
Yeah. So, oh, Crystal's there. Sorry, Crystal. So I just wanted to give a little bit of an update. We are working through that beta. We're having some little bumps, couple bumps every once in a while. But it is going fairly well. If anybody who does participate wants to share any successes or little pitfalls, feel free. But we aren't adding anyone just yet. But if you are interested, please let us know. We hit a little bit of a road bump, but I think we have it figured out, and we'll be updating others with numbers and things in the near future. If you're not familiar with it, basically what it does is it's a connection between SHAREit and Spark, and so a lot of the actions that you perform in SHAREit are then pushed through the connection and done on your behalf. So if you mark an item that's being requested from your library as shipped, it then checks out the item automatically, so you don't have to go back into Evergreen to check it out. And then vice versa, if you receive an item from another library, it creates that brief bibliographic record, it adds the copy to the record, and then it places the hold on for the patron who is requesting it. So it kind of takes out a few steps in the process and streamlines things quite a bit. So
overall, it's been very positive for us. I love that the requests now show up on our pull list as opposed to having to check on Access for a totally different list. And and that when they get scanned in, they automatically get routed to interlibrary loan for that. The few things that we've had a problem, most of them have been accidental human error. So we're really happy with it.
Great. Oh yes, sorry, Brent. Yes, Brent is also working with it through the Adams County Library, and we had a little bit of a goof up yesterday, but again, not anything that isn't overcomable. So yeah, great. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Brent.
Any other questions? Anybody else want to talk? So I guess we can conclude the meeting today a little early, but anybody, is it Spark?